And we welcome you to Game 2 of this Class 4A Sectional A tournament. Welcome to tonight's broadcast of the IHSA Boys Basketball State Tournament here on Hamilton County TV, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating now their 26th year in the business. We're also brought to you by Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hiddo and Antrim, Smith's Jewelers, Indiana Restoration and Cleaning Services, HCTV Calendars, the Westfield Chamber, and Bill Clifford for Sheriff. And Brad, if we didn't know it after that first game, or during that first game, we have another full game.
Wow. I don't know what else can be said about that first game other than wow. I think back to some of the the basketball and sports announcers that you and I have known in common through the years, and I just can't think of enough phrases to describe that game. I remember Keith Jackson when he was when he was broadcasting, "Whoa, Nelly!" and of course our friend Bob Chase from up in Fort Wayne for the Fort Wayne Comets, talking about a barn burner, and just wow. Yeah. I guess that's all you can say on that. It ended up 74-69, but it was kind of one of those seesaw back and forth games. The Millers had a lead of 10 points at one time in the second half, and they just couldn't sustain it. And Craig, you got to give Mike Elliott and the Anderson Indians a lot of credit. I mean, they came back from that 10-point deficit. They had 3 of their players foul out in that game. Actually, 4 of them ended up fouling out in that game.
4 fouled out.
And Gavin Vaughn, who got very little playing time during the regular season, averaging 2 points per game, a 34% three-point shooter, came off the bench and sunk probably what were 2 of the biggest three-point plays of his career and of the game. Now, on the opposite side, when you look at that game, you say to yourself, the Millers had a lot of opportunities to win that game, and where they lost the game was at the foul line. They probably, I have not added up the numbers, but I'm willing to guess that they were well below 50% from the free throw line, and had they not been that low, they probably could have won that game.
And the bigger factor is when, you see guys like Zach Johnson, who shoots so well from the charity stripe. At one point he was 3 for 6 from the foul line. It's just, things didn't add up, or things didn't happen the way that, Noblesville wanted those to. And they wind up on the short end of that 74-50 or 69.
Yeah.
Double overtime thriller.
Well, he ended up 4 for 7 on the night from the free throw line, but Xavier Hines was the big scorer for the Millers at 24 points. But that game is in the books, and it's time to take a look at the Westfield Shamrocks and the Carmel Greyhounds. The Shamrocks come in here at 10-12. The Greyhounds come in here at 15-7. Both of these teams. The Greyhounds in their last 10 games are 7-3. The Westfield Shamrocks are 5-5. But one of the biggest differences in this game, and we'll get back to that just a minute or two down the line here. Let's go over to Kevin Cole, the public address announcer, for the introduction of the starting lineups.
And we're set for another big Hamilton County game. First it was Madison County versus Hamilton County, and now it's Westfield versus Carmel. Kind of a border battle, if you will.
Of course, for the Greyhounds, John Michael Malloy comes in here averaging 15.2.
The Butler commit.
Yep. Zach Banks at 16.4. The name Gill ought to be familiar to people. The son of Kendall Gill, former University of Illinois player. Eddie Gill at 7.9. And we are just about ready to go. Greyhounds win the opening tip. Jenkins out high. Malloy with his first touch of the night. Moves toward the basket. Puts it back out high again. Hetty thought about taking a three. Back out to Gill. Malloy. Three on the way from Luke Hetty. He misses, but nice rebound by John Michael Malloy.
Reverse
Layup misses, but the rebound is grabbed once again by the Greyhounds. Two opportunities for the Greyhounds, but they cannot convert. Nice rebound there by Camden Simons. Zach Banks trying to set up the offense. Simons, Banks, Chris Chin. Back in the corner to Simons, takes it out high once again, guarded by Malloy.
Chin hasn't seen as much action as a lot of these guys on the court has come on recently.
Shamrocks drive, but take it back outside to Chin. Chin to Banks. Very different style from the way the earlier game started. Much more deliberate.
Just a little bit.
Banks looking to set the offense for the Shamrocks. They've had the ball for almost a minute and a half here without even taking a shot yet.
2 minutes in and no score yet, Brad.
Van Dyke drives, does not take the shot. In the corner to Simons, back out to Chin. A lot of action above the three-point stripe so far. Banks just about got a 5-second call. Chin loses the ball. First turnover of the night for the Shamrocks.
And a reach in on Chin.
Chin is going to pick up his first foul, the first foul of the game. The Greyhounds will inbound the ball over on the side by the Shamrock bench. Cole Jenkins setting up the offense. Eddie Gill. Gill takes a three, misses. That one's going to go against the Shamrocks, and that's going to go against Camden Simons. So Shamrocks have already picked up 2 fouls early here. John Michael Malloy with his rather large frame.
Oh, good save by Hetty.
I thought that was going to be an over and back.
Very close.
Nice rebound there by the Shamrocks.
3 minutes and still no score.
Caleb Welsh brought that one back down. Banks brings it up. There's going to be a foul called. I believe that's probably going to go against Eddie Gill.
Personal foul, Carmel, number 4, Eddie Gill.
I think this is just the kind of game, though, Craig, that if the Shamrocks are going to have a chance in this game, they've got to keep the score low and they've got to control this ball.
Yep.
Because the Greyhounds are just an explosive team. I've seen them play several times this season, and they are a very good basketball
Malloy
team.
has Simons trapped. Oh, he
almost traveled.
Ooh.
I thought he did.
That was close.
Chin setting the offense once again. Looks like Carmel, I think in a man-to-man or is that a 2-3 zone?
It's like a matchup almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're more in a man-to-man. Yep.
Banks, guarded by Gill. Simons, Malloy on him. Van Dyke looking to take it inside, but just cannot get it in there.
Wow, we are past the midway point and still no score.
Now, is that going to be a shooting foul or a common foul? We'll have to see what they call on this.
Might be on the floor.
Personal foul, Carmel, number 20, Andrew Owens.
Andrew Owens picks up the foul, the second one on the Greyhounds. Both teams with 2 fouls now. 3:53, still no score.
Wow.
Banks setting up the offense. Look at Eddie Gill right there on Banks. Amazing how that Carmel defense, they get, the lane is almost wide open, but you know if one of the Shamrocks could get around their defender, that lane would be plugged up very, very quickly.
Westfield very methodical.
Caleb Welsh, yeah, methodical is a good word to describe it. There's Banks.
Because they don't want to be too aggressive with the paint because they see Malloy in there.
Well, they got to get good shots off because Carmel is a good rebounding team.
Yep, exactly.
Down to 3 minutes in the quarter, still no score. Welsh, Simons, back to Banks.
Down to 2:45. Wow, no score yet.
That lane is almost wide open if the Shamrocks could get in there, but they just have not been able to, they've hardly been able to penetrate that three-point line, Craig.
Now Simons was testing Malloy out there on the perimeter, and he stuck right with him.
Simons once again.
Chin
Gets it. Chris Chin puts the first 2 points of the game on the board for the Westfield Shamrocks. Took almost 6 minutes to break this 0-0 tie. Jenkins, Gill drives, puts it out back to Jenkins. Jenkins drives, puts a floater up there, misses, rebounded by number 10, Banks. And that ball is turned over.
I think he slipped too.
Yeah, the Greyhounds with numbers. Little collision there between Josh Van Dyke and John Michael Malloy. Ball goes out of bounds, but it stays in the possession of the Greyhounds. Cole Jenkins will inbound the ball for the Greyhounds. That one's punched out of bounds again.
Hey, look, Zach Banks all over.
Yeah, he's been playing very aggressively. That's got to make Coach Sumter happy. Jenkins into Malloy. Malloy drives, tries to lay it up, gets it in. John Michael Malloy picks up his first 2 points of the night, the first 2 points for the Greyhounds. 1:25 here in the first quarter, a 2-2 tie.
Wow, who would have guessed this?
Sounds like we're more of a hockey score than
in the first period.
or maybe even a football score. Let's see how patient the Shamrocks are here, Craig. Welsh has the ball poked away from himself, but he manages to recover it. Under a minute, into the corner to Simons. Oh my, Simons thought he was going to have
back door.
Caleb Welsh there on the back door, and as he passed the ball, Welsh turned around and went the other way, so Shamrocks pick up another turnover. 2-2, 47.4 left here in the first quarter. Game number 2 of Sectional 8. here from the Mill on the campus of Noblesville High School. Up and in for number 20, Andrew Owens. So the Greyhounds take a 2-point lead here with 27 seconds left in the quarter. Banks, Simons, Van Dyke. 10 seconds in the quarter. Banks looking to try to get some kind of a shot off here if he can. Under 5. Banks drives, takes the shot, misses, and that will be the end of the first quarter, with the Carmel Greyhounds leading the Westfield Shamrocks 4-2.
Celebrating now 26 years in the business, Logan Street Signs and Banners specializes in last-minute signage and banners. Serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 and visit their website at loganstreetsigns.com. Also give them a follow on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
How many games do you see, Craig, where there's been a total of 4 fouls and 6 points scored in the first quarter, or any quarter?
It may have been back in the 19 teens, maybe? No, I'm just kidding. Especially with Carmel involved, because they're known to be a scoring team.
They average 60.3 per game, giving up only 48.6.
Yeah, this is definitely not the game that Carmel thought that they would be presented from Westfield. Westfield has got the tempo where they want it, but they cannot make mental mistakes by turning the ball over and anything close to, just make sure you're making good decisions and you'll stick in the ball game.
Well, the Shamrocks have been one of those teams that their 10-12 record really doesn't tell the story of just how well they played in some of the games. Shamrocks with the first possession of the half. Once again, the ball has almost exclusively been outside the three-point line so far in this quarter. Greyhounds just not giving the Shamrocks any chance to get in.
I thought Van Dyke was going to do something right there with that penetration in the paint, but
well, as soon as they get there into the middle, the Greyhounds just converge on them. Ooh, I thought
Welch thought about that.
Yeah,
but
I thought he was
Owens
going to take the three. Chin.
Ooh.
Van Dyke.
Hetty just about stole that pass to Van Dyke.
Back to Banks again. Another minute gone by and no score. Ooh. That one almost went off the hands of Hetty once again. Luke's got that intensity his dad always had when he was coaching here at Carmel. That one's going to go against the Greyhounds. I believe that's going to be called on Cole Jenkins.
A little reach-in foul by Jenkins.
If that is, that's his. There, that's the first on him, but the third on the team. Ryan Osborne, the first-year coach for the Greyhounds. Another quick foul called here.
This time on Westfield. That's 2 on Chin.
Yeah, that could be big.
Now we'll see 22, Garrett Pollard off the Westfield bench.
Coach Sumter not taking any chances on Chin picking up that third foul early. Needs him in there down the stretch.
Yeah, seems like as of late, latter part of the season, he's been pretty pivotal.
Jenkins. Over to Owens. Owens misses on the jumper. Rebounded by Camden Simons, brought up the court by Zach Banks. Banks drives.
And he got it.
That's the first time that the Shamrocks have been able to get inside under the basket in this game, Craig. And we're tied at 4.
Yeah, it's a matter, they can find that open lane, but it's a matter of what Owens or Malloy and their length will do.
Jenkins, Malloy. Malloy turns, lays it up.
Oh, Simons blocks him.
That one's going to go. Camden Simons pick that up?
I believe so, yep.
That's his second. Malloy will go to the line for 2 shots.
Misses the first.
Malloy is a 76% free throw shooter. So now the Shamrocks have got 2 of their starters on the bench with 2 fouls each.
42, Jack Reinl in there for Westfield now.
Malloy gets on the board once again. He's got 3 points. Gill is back in for the Greyhounds. 5-4 in favor of the Greyhounds. 5:49. Welcome to Hamilton County Television broadcast of IHSAA Sectional 8 from the Mill on the campus of Noblesville High School. Thank you for joining us, regardless of whether you're watching us online on Facebook, Twitter, however,
YouTube,
many
backdoor,
ways.
Welch
Under the basket.
Reinl blocked.
Reinl gets blocked. No contact there with Malloy.
Whack.
Long 2-pointer by number 15, Jalen Wack. Greyhounds take a 3-point lead. Just a little over 5 minutes left here in the half. Zach Banks trying to set up the offense for the Shamrocks. Once again, the Shamrocks just having a very difficult time getting inside. That one's going to go against Luke Heddy. Going to be his first. Number 4 on the team. Both teams with 4, but the Shamrocks with some foul trouble. The fact that they got 2 players with 2 each.
Yeah, the one thing in a game like this that you don't want to do is get yourself in foul trouble this early.
Banks once again setting up the offense for the Rocks. Caleb Welch rather. Welch almost had a lane there, and then he traveled.
Yep.
Wanted to stop, but just couldn't get the brakes on quite quick enough and ended up sliding both feet. Third turnover of the night for the Shamrocks. Heddy. Luke Heddy with a 3, misses. Rebounded by Garrett Pollard.
Pollard
travels. That double team is what did it to him.
Could have tied it up because Caleb Welch hit that 3.
Mm-hmm. Substitution coming in for the Shamrocks.
Freshman.
Benji Welsh coming in. 6'1" freshman. .401 here in the second period. 7-4 in favor of the Greyhounds. Will we make 10 in the half?
We should make 10.
I would think so. Malloy looks to take the shot, brings it back out to Heddy. Eddie Gill. Gill in the corner to Malloy. He thought about taking the 3, then he does take it, and he makes it. Malloy picks up his 6th point of the night, and I believe the Greyhounds are calling a timeout. No, that's a 30-second timeout for the Shamrocks.
Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with the same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Give them a call at 317-773-7391 or check them out online at noblesvilletrophies.com. Also, follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
I'd like to thank our great Hamilton County television crew. We got executive producer Jim Wofford out here in the stadium tonight. Producer-director Katie, she's over to your left, and got Will up there on the camera doing a great job bringing you this Sectional 8 game. We appreciate all their effort. I'd like to really give a big thanks to Rick Vanderweilen, who's been working so hard to give us some new technology to use here on Hamilton County Television. Every little bit helps people like us, you know.
It's pretty nifty.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Much.
Zach Branks finally got it off over the timeline. Simons, Malloy guarding him. Once again, the Shamrocks just having a very difficult time. That one is stolen by Jenkins. Jenkins lays it up, and Cole Jenkins gets his first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, Jenkins almost lost control of that basketball there.
Ooh, thought we were going to see a three there.
Yep.
By Simons. Back to Banks to set it up once again.
Oh, now
Jalen whack on him. Banks just sets it up there and misses. And that big body of John Michael Malloy, that 6'10" body goes up there and easily gets the defensive rebound for the Greyhounds. Cole Jenkins, Luke Heddy. Back to Malloy. Malloy looks to shoot, gets it under the basket to Heddy. Misses the reverse layup, and he's going to pick up a foul.
Heddy overshot that and then got a little frustrated, picking up his second personal now.
Yeah. That's number 5 on the team. 2:21 remaining here in the second quarter. Greyhounds have outscored the Shamrocks 8-2 so far in this quarter. But the Shamrocks really have pretty much successfully slowed this game down to the pace that they wanted.
Now it's a matter on the offensive end of Westfield converting on some field goals, because it was 4-2 when they were methodically going through this.
Yeah.
And now they're down 8.
Once again, most of the action is out above the three-point line. Shamrocks not getting a chance to get a shot off there when they're getting close to the net. 1:40 left in the quarter. Tried to drive in, but just could not get in there. Van Dyke.
Oh. Did he use his off arm?
Got called for the. Yeah, I think that elbow or that arm came around. 5 fouls apiece on each team. 1 minute and 30 seconds left here until halftime. Cole Jenkins setting up the offense for the Greyhounds. Eddie Gill. Jenkins. John Michael Malloy. Malloy, the leading scorer in the game, with 6 points so far tonight. Jenkins thought about taking the three. Ends up sending it over to Wack, back to Jenkins. Jenkins drives, back in the corner to Gill. Gill drives, puts it up, but that one is blocked. Nice block there by Caleb Welsh. Under 50 seconds. Shamrocks with 2 points so far in this quarter. They turn the ball over once again.
Jenkins slows it up a little bit here.
Greyhounds probably looking to take the last shot of the quarter here. 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Well, I was joking about making 10 points, but we just barely made it, didn't we, Craig?
It was 7-4 at that point. Carmel went on a 5-0 run.
There's a foul on the Shamrocks. That's going to go on Zach Banks. That's going to be his first. 13.8 left here in the first half. Shamrocks will send Benji Welsh back in, along with Jack Reinl. Also back in will be Benji Welsh. Jenkins finally takes control of the ball. 10 seconds left in the half. Jenkins looked to set up the final shot of the quarter. Takes a three. misses it, but it's tipped back in by number 20, Andrew Owens. So at the end of the first half, it's the Carmel Greyhounds 14, Westfield Shamrocks 4. We'll be back after this message from our sponsors.
Today's content is copyrighted event by Indiana High School.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville. If you're from Fishers.
Well, before that it was 37A, and before that it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore. It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that, it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
The IHSAA, in partnership with Blue Frame Technology, is pleased to announce that you can now watch your favorite IHSAA sports on the all-new IHSAA TV Apple TV app. Watch live or search through thousands of archived broadcasts. Have an older Apple TV? You can still watch on your TV by going to AirPlay on your iOS device and choosing Apple TV. Download the new Apple TV app now in the Apple TV App Store.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place the orders?
We sell trophies, we sell plaques, we do embroidery. No food.
You got carry out?
Unlike the internet, everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
You know, Jim, I'll be back tomorrow to pick it all up.
We'll wait for you.
Don't wait long.
Welcome back to the Mill. We are at halftime, second game of the opening round of Sectional 8. Carmel Greyhounds ahead of the Westfield Shamrocks, 14-4. We're joined tonight by a man who I will just call an innovator. Rick Vanderweilen is here to talk to us at halftime. Rick has been involved in Hamilton County for many, many years, the founder of the old Channel 19. Well, not founder, but one of the people who ran Channel 19, the old Hometown Sports Network. Now Rick hangs his hat with the IHSA, with IHSAA TV. And Rick, tell us a little bit about that network and just what's going on down there with IHSAA TV.
Well, first of all, Brad, IHSAA TV is a successor to IHSAA Sports that was started by Emmis. They abandoned their mission in 2010, and at that point, we stepped in to create IHSAA TV to continue sports on the internet like is being done tonight. To give you a little bit of an update on IHSAA TV, it's really the third leg of the IHSAA Champions Network. The other two legs being television through our partner Fox and Emmis Communications that has the radio network. So we cover the three primary mediums under the umbrella of the IHSAA Champions Network. IHSAA TV is it's a webcast like you're doing right now. And what we try to do is we try to perpetuate each sport, keep it ever so present in front of the fan so that it's not an out of sight, out of mind thing. It's, hey, guess what? Sports are being played. I think I'll buy a ticket next week and attend. And especially during the tournament, we like to see guys like Hamilton County Sports and others get the word out. Talk about the fact that tournament's going on and get out, see a game. Go to the regional, go to the semi-state, go to the state. So that's our mission is it's PR, but it's also an engagement with the fans and the kids.
Well, the thing has grown from the point of just doing a handful of sports to doing different things. I know a few years ago you guys picked up volleyball, for example, and you'd never seen volleyball on television before.
Well, we're trying to put every sport on. In fact, this year we'll have gymnastics. I think that's a week from a week from Saturday, gymnastics. And we're looking at golf, then tennis. And if we can cover all of those, every single sport will find its way to IHSA TV, which would be a great thing.
I know we have started here at Hamilton County Television. We picked up some soccer. And, of course, back in the old hometown days, I can remember when we did a few cross-country matches, too.
Yeah, cross-country was quite an event, especially since we were shooting on the top of a gymnasium. The kids would go into the woods, and we'd say, well, in a few minutes, we'll see who's coming out of the woods, let you know who's winning.
Of course, you and I did our share of games on the old hometown network years ago with some of the girls and the boys sectionals.
Live audio.
It was always it was always a lot of fun, and it's just I guess what's not only amazing to me but very gratifying to me too is, first of all, thank you for the opportunity you gave me a number of years ago, but it's just so neat to see how this has grown. And I have I had people today saying, hey, can we watch those games tonight? They're going to be on tonight.
Yep.
And tomorrow I'll see people say, hey, we were watching that game last night.
I had another company, Webstream Sports. We did all the national championships for the NCAA. We started out with a moving postage stamp. You could barely see it. Mm-hmm. Now we're watching full high definition. And these games, including yours, are seen on all of our over-the-top appliances. Amazon Fire, the Apple TV, and Roku. So and then of course Jim's putting them on Facebook and Twitter. So it's everywhere, and the numbers we get sometimes are astronomical. They're more than what you would visualize.
Well, I remember when we did the soccer semi-state up in Kokomo.
Yep.
The next day after that, you sent me an email and said, hey, here's the numbers, and I kind of went, wow.
Last-minute decision, single camera. We were on a cell card. 1,000 people watched.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, it was just amazing. But it's just so neat to see this grow and see what it's developed to. And 20 years ago, would you and I have ever envisioned that it would be something like this?
What? Let's extrapolate this forward. 20 years from now, will you have cable in your home?
Well, that's a good question.
I'll answer your question. It'll only deliver the internet because everything will be digitally encoded and delivered.
Yeah.
You'll be able to watch anything at any time, anywhere. That's where it's heading.
Of course, and we'd also like to thank you for your contribution, everything you've done for Hamilton County Television. You've just, helped us out so greatly, not only with, your valuable advice as far as for people like Craig and I announcing games, but your technical expertise and everything has just been fantastic, and we really appreciate it.
I believe in Jim's mission. I think a lot of people overlook Jim. He's not in this for the money.
Yeah.
In fact, Jim is not a rich man, but he commits his time and what resources he has to the students of Hamilton County.
Yeah.
He's unique, and I'm honored to be able to support Jim and you guys.
Well, I feel very fortunate to be living in Hamilton County and even being able to be part of this. Rick, we thank you very much for stopping by. Been a pleasure to talk with you, and we are going to take just one very quick commercial break here. I'll tell you about checking out the Hamilton County calendar, the hctvcalendar.com. Fans, be sure to check out this calendar for upcoming events in Hamilton County, including our local high school events. If you have an event, you can add it to the calendar. It's easy and it's free. Now, we'd really like to thank our producer, Katie, because without her, the Hamilton County calendar would not be, because she put this thing together for us, did a fantastic job. If you have an event, you can add it to the calendar. It's easy, and it's free. Hamilton County Community Calendar has been online since 1995. That's almost longer than you've been on the earth, Craig.
That's not true.
Okay.
Maybe not me.
Check it out. Maybe Katie and Will. www.hctvcalendar.com. Craig, we had a very, very interesting first half. You talk about a different game from what we had in game one. Boy, this has been a very, very different game.
A completely different tempo, and we have, I guess, Westfield to thank for that, because at one point, our first points did not happen until 2:22 left in the first quarter.
4-2 at the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
14-4 at the end of the half.
Obviously,
and we're back to action.
That was a Carmel, 10-2 second quarter, and now they'll take it down low.
Malloy gets under the basket. He ends up getting fouled.
Now Simons better watch out. That'd be 3.
Personal foul, Westfield, number 30, Cameron Simons.
That is his third.
You see the frustration of Shane Sumter already.
Yeah.
12 seconds in. Simons picks up his third personal.
Malloy was 1 for 2 from the line. Now he's 2 for 3. One more for John Michael. Headed to Butler University next year.
Actually, I think it's 2 years.
Oh, that's right. It's his 2 years. He's a junior. My mistake. Let's see if the Shamrocks come out a little bit different in this half, because they pretty well slowed down the tempo in the first half. Van Dyke around the horn to Simons. Back out to Van Dyke.
And one thing that Westfield's going to have to do this half, Brad, is actually take some shots.
They're going to take shots and try to get it inside. They just,
Yeah.
I think they only had one inside shot, and with 4 points, that was one of the 2 field goals that they had.
Yep, they got it inside. Now Van Dyke. Yeah.
Van Dyke very patient on that, and he does get the points. 16-6 in favor of the Greyhounds. Thank you for joining us here on Hamilton County Television. Second game of Sectional 8. Opening game went to the Anderson Indians, 74-69 over the Noblesville Millers. There's a turnover for the Greyhounds.
Oh, Simons.
He traveled.
Yep.
Looked like the Shamrocks might have something going for themselves there, and just all of a sudden, Simons just had a little shuffle of the foot and turns the ball over. Don't forget, we'll be back here Friday night. First game will feature the Fishers Tigers and the Anderson Indians. Hamilton Southeastern Royals will play the winner of this game. Malloy had it under the basket, and they're going to call a jump ball, and that will go over to the Westfield Shamrocks. That's a pretty quick whistle on that jump.
Yeah, usually they let it be tied up a little longer than that.
Probably a break for the Greyhounds, because he might have traveled had he not gotten the jump ball. Van Dyke looking for help. Banks.
Wanted the back door with Van Dyke.
3-second violation on the Shamrocks. Another turnover.
And those are the kind of mistakes that Westfield need not make, because that will get them quickly out of this game, and Carmel will take advantage of that quick.
Well, with a 10-point lead, the Greyhounds are not going to sit and wait, but there's a three-pointer on the way from Hetty. He misses. Rebound by Chin. Out to Banks for 3. He gets it. Zach Banks makes the three-point shot. Makes it a 7-point lead for the Greyhounds. 5:27 here in the third quarter. Brad Silbert along with Craig Atkins.
Nice steal
over there by the Greyhounds. End to end for Chris Chin. That is the kind of play, Craig, that the Shamrocks need to make more of. They've got to get that fast break going and get under the basket and get the easy points. Trim the lead to 5 points. Malloy gets the ball batted away, rolling around there, and that's going to end up being, what are we calling it? We calling it jump ball, or are we calling it timeout?
I think it's jump ball, but there was one Carmel player, or a Westfield player looking for a timeout, but no possession.
Yeah, it will be called a jump ball, so the Greyhounds will get the ball back. Eddie Gill comes back in. I'd like to say hi to our Hamilton County Television associate, Perry Williams. Perry is down in Tennessee.
And from
today,
what Kathy said before the Noblesville game versus Anderson, their grandson Matthew has already hit his first home run of the season in Game 1 for Spring Hill.
Wow.
I believe he's signed to play baseball at Austin P down there.
That's good.
Yep. Westfield trying to chip away even more.
3 on the way. Oh! Caleb Welsh gets the Shamrocks within 2 at 16-14. And we'll take a timeout to hear from one of our sponsors.
Community Health Network is Central Indiana's leader in providing healthcare services where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can contact Community Health at 317-355-7775 or check out their website at ecommunity.com.
4:27 here in the third quarter. We went from 16-6 to 16-14.
Just like that.
Shamrocks mounting a comeback here. And I've seen this Shamrock team several times this year. And every time I've seen them, Craig, they have either looked real good or real bad. There hasn't been much in the middle. And they beat some quality teams. They beat the Royals earlier this about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, which I had to take a double take on Twitter when I saw that final because
so they are capable of the upset.
Now we see Jack Ryan, 42, back in there. As Simons has 3 fouls. And one player that I thought we would see more of tonight, 6'6" senior Michael Koza, which he hasn't seen the floor yet.
Shamrocks have outscored the Greyhounds 8-2 so far in this quarter. Jenkins into Malloy. Malloy drives, trying to spin, and he's going to be fouled by Reinl.
Yeah, looks like Malloy turned right into drawing that foul.
Yeah. Reinl's going to pick up his first foul. That's going to be number 7. Oh, correction, that's number 2. Looking at the wrong half there. Into Malloy, he turns, just puts that ball up, just that nice, soft little jump shot. And John Michael Malloy, I've got him in double figures already.
Yep, he does have 10 points to lead all scorers, and it's 18-14.
Van Dyke. Every time the Shamrocks start to drive toward that basket, the Greyhounds just close the lane down. Banks, guarded by Wack. Banks drives, puts the layup up, gets the points,
basket
draws the foul. So Banks picks up points number 6 and 7. And I believe that's going to go on Malloy.
Yep, that's his first foul.
First foul on John Michael Malloy, first foul of the half.
Missed the free throw, though.
Cole Jenkins setting up the offense. Eddie Gill. Owens back in the corner.
Gill trying to
That's
get a point guard.
Jenkins. Both of these teams playing very deliberately. That one.
Wow.
Yeah, number 20, Andrew Owens. If he hadn't put the back of his foot down, he would have been okay, but he put the heel of his foot down and hit the out of bounds line, causing the turnover. 3:07 to go here in the third quarter, 18-16. That is correct, 3:07 and 18-16.
Sumter wants to talk about it.
Shane Sumter calls a timeout for the Shamrocks. They're going to call a 30-second timeout. We'll hear from one of our sponsors.
From personal injury claims to complex business litigations to divorce cases, Church, Hittle, and Antrim protects the rights of individuals, businesses, schools, and government bodies all around Indiana, including Noblesville, Fishers, Merrillville, and Tipton. Give them a call at their Noblesville office at 317-773-5320 or simply visit the website at cchalaw.com.
Well, the Westfield Shamrocks have outscored the Carmel Greyhounds 12-4 so far in this quarter, and Shane Sumter probably took that time out to encourage his kids, keep up doing what you're doing, because you've cut into this lead, which at one point was 16-6.
We'll see what they can do here with 3 minutes left, third quarter.
Shamrocks with an opportunity to tie or go ahead in this game.
Eddie Gill.
Gill tried to poke that thing away out of the hands of Zach Banks, but it ends up going back to the Shamrocks. My name is Brad Silbert along with Craig Atkins here from the Mill. Opening night of Sectional 8 boys basketball. Shamrocks and the Greyhounds. Shamrocks drive. What are we going to have here? We're going to have a foul called. Shamrocks get a break on that.
Personal foul, Carmel, number 11,
Luke Heddy picks up the foul. That's number 3 on Heddy. Second on the team in the half.
Definitely an uncharacteristic game for Luke Heddy because A, you never see him commit this many fouls, and B, he has 0 points.
Banks looking to set up the offense for the Shamrocks. Eddie Gill right there on him. Out to Simons. Van Dyke gets it back out high to Chin. Chin drives, gets the roll in the bank, and we are tied. Six points for Chris Chin. 2 minutes here in the third quarter, 18-18. Luke Heddy, Malloy. Malloy turns, drives, gets it back out to Heddy.
And Malloy's got nowhere to maneuver. He's getting doubled up when he gets the ball.
Heddy talked about taking the three-pointer, and he didn't. Malloy's going to go to the line for 2. Did you see? Caleb Welsh picks up that one. Third team foul. Malloy gets 2 more shots from the free throw line. He's 3 for 4 so far tonight from the line. Malloy will be quite an addition to the Butler team, won't he?
Yeah, especially with, right now Southport's Joey Brunk being a redshirt freshman. And, the talent that they've got right now with the guards to mix with that. And you can tell all season long, progressively, he's worked on that jumper too.
Yep.
Especially with that right corner 3 he made in the first half.
Shamrocks down by 1. 1:27 in the third quarter. Van Dyke resetting the offense for Shane Sumter's Shamrocks. Jalen Wack guarding Van Dyke. Van Dyke spins, cannot get toward the basket. Simons. Colin Chin.
Wow.
Or Chris Chin, rather. Shamrocks have got the lead once again with 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Eddie Gill just holding onto the ball just across the three-point line. The Shamrocks will be content to allow the Greyhounds to hold it for the last shot. Down to 27 seconds now. Gill not being challenged at all. Unlike the first game, these guys don't really need to catch their breath. I mean, they've been working hard, don't get me wrong, but not nearly the effort that we saw in that first game.
They're not as gassed as those players were in the first game with Anderson and Noblesville, for sure.
7 seconds. Jenkins with the three-point shot. No, that was Gill, rather.
Wow.
He missed, but he was fouled by Chris Chin.
Yeah. Chin.
That's going to be 3 shots for Eddie Gill. Gill is an 81% free throw shooter. 3.6 left in the quarter. Gill to the line for 3.
I'm not sure what the...
Somebody was told to sit down on the Westfield bench. Unless he was talking to one of the fans. I don't know if he was talking to a fan or not. But
not sure what that was.
I couldn't see who I saw him point, but I couldn't see who he pointed at. Gill gets the first one. His first point of the game.
Couldn't come at a better time. Ties it at 20, does Eddie Gill.
Gets number 2, nothing but net.
If I remember right, his dad playing at Illinois.
Yeah, Kendall Gill.
And, playing for the Hornets and the Supersonics during his NBA days.
Mm-hmm.
He was a pretty good free throw shooter, along with being a pretty good three-point shooter.
Oh, yeah, and he was a thorn in the side of Indiana and Purdue for several years.
Yep, he was a part of that Fighting Illini team in '89 and went to the Final Four.
Part of the Lou Do generation.
Yep, Lou Henson.
Going to have to get a shot off here. Misses. And at the end of 3, Carmel over the Shamrocks, 22-20. We'll be back after this word from Smith's Jewelers.
Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith remains. If one were to ask how and why, the answer would be our outstanding jewelry selection and customer service. The knowledgeable staff at Smith's Jewelers is eager to give our customers a memorable and positive experience. You can contact them at 773-3383 or visit them on the square at smithsonthesquare.com.
You know, there's only one thing I miss at sectional time at these games, Craig. That's having the pep bands here.
Yep.
And I can understand, the reason for not doing that, but there's just something about having the band here that just really adds to the atmosphere.
Adds to a part of Hoosier hysteria.
We've got a 2-point game, 8 minutes left to go in regulation, like we were saying in the first game.
Wow.
The Greyhounds with a 2-point lead over the Shamrocks. Very foul-free so far in this game. Luke Heddy for the Greyhounds has got 3. Camden Simons for the Shamrocks has got 3. Chris Chin has also got 3, but other than that, nobody else near in foul trouble. Right now in this half, the Hounds have picked up 2 and the Rocks have picked up 4 fouls. So Shamrocks with the initial possession here. Van Dyke up top. Chris Chin. Look at how Jenkins is right on top of him. Caleb Welsh looking to get inside, but the Shamrocks have just had a very hard time getting inside. 3 on the way. That misses. Rebounded by
Owens, a foul maybe?
I think that they are going to call a foul on Andrew Owens.
I think he reached in as Simons went to pass the ball.
Well, then he gave him a little push in the back after the call, too. So
2 fouls on Owens now, 3 on the Greyhounds.
Shamrocks will retain possession of the ball. Banks setting up the offense once again. Welsh guarded by Owens. Simons. Malloy's got the assignment on him. Van Dyke drives, puts it up, misses.
Goes over the iron and to the right of the bucket. Completely
Rebounded
missing.
by the Greyhounds. Eddie Gill setting up the offense. Jenkins on the left side, back out to Gill. No, that's Whack. I'm sorry. Owens. Gill once again. Eddie Gill tries to get inside, can't. Owens thought about the three, does not take it. Jenkins to Malloy. There's going to be a reach-in foul there. I think that's going to go on Josh Van Dyke. Yeah, Van Dyke picks that up. That's the fifth team foul of the half on the Shamrocks. 3 team fouls so far on the Greyhounds. Jenkins into the hands of Malloy. Malloy trying to decide whether to shoot or pass. He finally passes it. Ends up back out in the hands of Cole Jenkins.
You know, I'm rather impressed with Westfield's defense and what they're doing.
They've done a great job.
Yep.
Both of these teams have played a great defensive game. Eddie Gill trying to get inside, cannot.
2.5 minutes in and no scoring this quarter.
Got a foul called there, and I think that one's going to go against the Shamrocks.
Personal foul, Westfield, number 12, Chris Chin.
Chris Chin picks up his 4th.
Ooh.
He's going to take some bench, and that's going to bring in Garrett Pollard. 5:31 remaining here in the fourth quarter. A 2-point lead for the Greyhounds. Under the basket, nice play there. Andrew Owens picks up a couple more points. I got him for 6 now. Very low scoring game, 24-20 here. Not quite halfway through the fourth quarter at the Mill. Welsh to Van Dyke. Simons back to Van Dyke. Van Dyke trying to get inside, but you know, every time the Shamrocks try to go inside, Craig,
clog it up.
The Greyhounds have got the answer for them, except for that time right there, and they just don't get the bounce. And finally, it ends up in the hands of Cole Jenkins on the missed shot by the Shamrocks. Greyhounds with an opportunity to take a 6 or 7 point lead on this possession. Cole Jenkins setting the offense. Back to Whack. Left side to Gill. Gill.
He lost control.
He lost control of the ball. I thought at first that might have gone off a Shamrock, but it did not. And the Greyhounds commit the turnover. And the Shamrocks get the ball back with a chance to cut into this 4-point lead. 4:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Banks dishes it out to Van Dyke. Welsh. Pollard.
Foul underneath.
Yeah, I didn't see who that was on.
Cole Jenkins.
Jenkins for the Greyhounds. He picks up his second. Only the 4th team foul.
Yep.
5 team fouls on the Shamrocks.
Timeout called.
The Carmel Greyhounds are going to call a timeout. They're going to take a full timeout, and we'll hear from one of our fine sponsors.
No job is too small or too big for Indiana Restoration Services. Whether you are a homeowner or a large business experiencing water, fire, or storm and mold remediation, or a homeowner that simply needs a good carpet cleaning, Indiana Restoration has you covered. Give them a call at 317-776-9942 or visit them online at indianarestoration.com. Bill Clifford You'll hear his name plenty of times from now
Yes, sir.
until the May election on May 8th. Bill Clifford is currently a sergeant with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office and has committed his life to serving the community with his integrity. As a resident of Westfield with his wife Cheryl and 3 kids, family safety is Clifford's top priority and understands the Sheriff's Office must be proactive against new threats in order to best protect you. For more information, follow the campaign on Facebook at Clifford for Sheriff, and remember to vote Bill Clifford for Hamilton County Sheriff on May 8th.
24-20, 3:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. Shamrocks to inbound the ball. Having a hard time getting it in. There's a 5-second call. And a turnover on the Shamrocks.
Actually, did they call a timeout?
Did they call a timeout at
He
first?
called a 30.
Yes, they did. They did get the timeout.
So it's the final 30-second timeout for Westfield.
Oh, it's going to be a full. You talk about the difference in a game. Last time these two teams met, just a little bit over a month and a half ago in early January, the Greyhounds whooped the Shamrocks 73-31. And the last 30 years, the Greyhounds have just owned the Shamrocks, winning 18 of 20 games, 18-2 against these, against the Shamrocks. So the, not only physically, but I think mentally, the Greyhounds probably have an edge in this game, Craig. But you just never can tell. Come sectional time, some really, really strange things happen.
Well, it's like you say, the old, like we said at the first game, throw the records out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Westfield has put up one heck of a fight tonight.
Yes, they have.
And they're not done yet. We've got a half a quarter left.
Mm-hmm. And we got a 4-point game.
It's like Van Dyke.
Shamrock still trying to get the ball in. Finally, Banks gets it almost at the other end. Banks brings it all the way down, falls.
Wow. And now the reset.
Van Dyke gets the ball back. The Shamrocks were lucky to get that ball back. They wanted a travel call on him. Van Dyke, jumper, misses. Simons missed the jump shot. And there's going to be a foul on the Greyhounds.
Wow. Is that Eddie Gill?
No, apparently there wasn't a foul.
Did he step on the line?
I'll bet he must have stepped. I thought I heard.
Nope.
Saw a foul, but
now the ball's going back to Carmel.
Yeah.
Here comes Luke Hetty.
Luke Hetty back into the game for the Greyhounds. Hetty has not scored in this game tonight. Average is 9.1. Everybody's average is going to go down tonight on both of these teams. Chris Chin is the only one that's at his average. He's got 8 points, averages 8.1 per game. Just over 3 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Greyhounds looking to expand their lead. Owens. Jenkins to Malloy. Malloy turns, puts the jump shot up, and gets the shot in the extra point. So Malloy will get one more free throw. That one's going to go against Camden and Simons. That's going to be his fourth. Malloy going to the line for the 7th time tonight. 4 for 6 so far. 5 for 7 now for John Michael Malloy. 14 points.
Carmel's biggest lead at 27-20.
Shot missed by the Greyhounds, rebounded by Wack. Greyhounds are probably going to be content to take some time off the clock here with a 7-point lead and 2:17 left in regulation.
Yeah, it makes you wonder when the last time a Carmel team scored 27 points or even below 30.
Yeah. I think there was a Fishers-Noblesville game earlier this year that both teams were in the 20s.
Yeah, halftime score of that was 15-4. Fishers was up, and Noblesville ended up winning 27-22. In one of the lowest scoring games I've seen in a while.
But that also was a game that featured about a 4-minute hold on the ball.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been any of that here so far. Eddie Gill going to the line for 1-1. Misses, rebounded
Huge
by
board.
Malloy.
Gill was 3 for 3 before that shot. Foul shot.
Big rebound for John Michael. Under 2 minutes, 7-point lead for the Greyhounds. Greyhounds will be content just to take some time off the clock here and wait to get a good shot. Got to believe that the Shamrocks are going to have to start fouling here at some point. And the Greyhounds take another timeout. You know, we got some stuff coming up here on Hamilton County Television. Coming up Friday night, it's going to be the semifinals here. It'll be the first game will be the Fishers Tigers and the Anderson Indians. Second game will feature one of these two teams along with the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. And you know what else we got coming up here starting the 20th of March and just a little over, in 3 weeks from today, we're going to have our first softball game of the season. We'll be over at Hamilton Southeastern as the Royals will entertain the Carmel Greyhounds. And then baseball season starts on the 26th of March. You and I will be together, but we'll be behind different microphones.
Yep. Noblesville will host Cathedral.
I believe, is it Cathedral or Carmel?
On March 26th,
yeah.
Noblesville will host Cathedral.
Okay, I had it as Carmel. I'll have to look at the schedule.
Yeah, they'll have Carmel on that last Friday night. That'll be actually at Victory Field. Last Friday in April. There'll be
Van Dyke picks up another foul.
That's 4. Yeah, they since the Victory Field Classic got rained out last year, with Brebeuf and Franklin Central at 5:30 and Noblesville Carmel at 8. They're going to play it again this year.
Oh, that's cool.
That last Friday in April will be at Victory Field. So
Cole Jenkins with
missed it.
A 1-on-1, he misses. Greyhounds have missed their last couple free throws. Missed the opportunity to maybe ice this game. Here's Van Dyke. He gets in there, gets the points. And the Shamrocks call a quick timeout with a 5-point difference here. But the point of the whole thing is we'll have some basketball action later this week. I'm not sure whether we'll be doing any regionals this year or not, but we'll find out shortly. But we'll take a few weeks off, and then we'll come right back with softball and baseball all through the end of March, all through the month of April, and into May. And then we'll have the coverage of the sectional, the baseball sectional this year, which will be at Noblesville, I believe.
Yep.
And not sure about the softball sectional yet, what we may or may not be doing with that. But a lot of stuff coming up here on Hamilton County Television. A lot of great games, a lot of great sports. And we appreciate each and every one of you who is watching the game tonight, regardless of how you're watching it. If you're watching it on our website or on one of the many, many other outlets it's available on, we appreciate you joining us. And let us know where you're watching from. Email us, or if you're on Facebook, Facebook us, or tweet, whatever. Let us know. Tweet us or twit us.
I used to say Twitter us or Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't think, they found a plural version of Twitter. It's a tweet.
Inbounds to the Greyhounds.
Good pressure there by Westfield.
Greyhounds going to be content to try to take some time off the clock. Cole Jenkins takes the ball to the basket, but that's going to be called on the floor.
Should be a 2-shot foul, 10th foul. Coach Osborne not having that.
That one's going to go against Garrett Pollard.
Actually, that's on 23. Benji Welch.
Benji Welch, I had it on Pollard. So it didn't make any difference whether he was shooting or not. Jenkins is going to have 2 tries at it here.
Looks like Chin with 4 fouls, getting set to check back in.
Jenkins missed his last attempt at a free throw, makes this one.
As well as Van Dyke with his fourth.
Yeah.
Minute 10 left. You got to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, 6-point lead now for the Greyhounds. This game isn't out of reach yet, but it's starting to get close. Jenkins for his second shot. Got both of them. Only 4 points tonight for Jenkins. Van Dyke. Back in the corner, 3 on the way, missed. Recovered by Chin. Banks. We got a foul called on the Greyhounds. That'll be only their 6th team foul. Gill picks up the foul. The ball will go out of bounds to the Shamrocks. Van Dyke to inbound the ball. Under a minute left in this one. Chin back to Van Dyke. Van Dyke takes the 3, misses. Rebounded by Eddie Gill, and Gill is fouled. I think Camden Simons is going to pick up that foul. That is his 5th. So Camden Simons is done for the night. Did not score in this game.
But he had a tough task all
Yes.
night long.
Oh, yeah.
Chasing John Michael Malloy.
Eddie Gill will go back to the line where he's going to have 2 more shots. Gill with 3 free throws tonight. That's the only scoring he's done so far. Gets that for his 4th point. Second shot by Gill, rims out, and he ends up getting his own rebound and gets fouled, so he's going right back to the line.
Redemption time for Eddie.
Personal foul, Westfield, number 12, Chris Chin.
We should have found his dad to interview at halftime.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Chris Chin is out of the game with his 5th foul. Eddie Gill back to the line for 2 more shots.
Chin just a sophomore, so he'll have plenty more time back for Westfield.
Tough way to end the season. Gill looking for points number 5 and 6 on the night. 8-point lead for the Greyhounds. Greyhounds led by as much as 10 at the end of the first half at 14-4. Gill misses the first one. One more for Eddie Gill. He gets that. So Gill's got 5 points on the night. Shamrocks in a hurry. Van Dyke, or that's not Van Dyke, that's Welsh, drives. No, correction on that. That's Garrett Pollard who.
Jenkins' 3rd foul.
Jenkins picks up his 3rd. Only the 6th team foul, but that's going to be a 2-shot foul for Pollard. Pollard's a 67% free throw shooter. Gets the front end. Picks up his first points of the night. Gets both.
7-point game.
Gill takes it. He traveled.
Yep, traveled. He tried to spin around and get it to Colt Jenkins, but
he lost his footing.
Lost his footing. I think he was looking for some contact too.
Yeah. I think he thought he was going to get hit, and he didn't get hit.
30 seconds left.
Carmel takes a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
Celebrating 26 now years in the business.
Yeah.
Logan Street Signs and Banners specializes in last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 and visit their new website, LoganStreetSigns.com. Also give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Big thanks to our technical crew out here tonight at the mill, to Katie, who is our producer-director tonight, our executive producer-director, the CEO of Wofford Enterprises, Mr. Jim Wofford out here tonight. Will Wofford on the camera this evening. We appreciate all the great work that these guys did for us tonight to make our job a lot easier and bring a great picture to you fans at home. Under 30 seconds, 7-point lead for the Greyhounds. 3 on the way. That's going to be short. Out of bounds. That's going to go over to the Greyhounds.
Yeah, it looked like Owens almost got a piece of that Welch 3-point attempt.
Another substitution here. Eddie Gill is taking some bench. Luke Heddy comes in. One of the players we haven't seen for the Greyhounds tonight is Karsten Windland. He hasn't. I don't think he's been in at all.
Or Jackson.
Malloy
Jackson
takes the ball. He's fouled. Now the question is going to be: is that going to be on Welsh or Welsh? It is on Welsh. It's on the Caleb Welsh.
Malloy will shoot.
Malloy with 2 shots. 14 points on the night for John Michael. Now 15. Got almost half of the points that the Shamrocks have got so far tonight. 1 shot remaining. He gets that. Makes it look easy, doesn't he? Shamrocks have got it back again. Eddie Gill just holds on to the ball. And that will be the final score. The Carmel Greyhounds 33, Westfield Shamrocks 24. Craig, your thoughts on this one?
You know, we honestly did not think that we were going to see a game this close. And, you know, hats off to Westfield. Their game plan, in a way, it worked despite, you know, the loss coming tonight in this sectional game, because they held Carmel, A, they held them to 33 points tonight. B, they played tremendous defense to keep this game at their tempo, which is something that probably shell-shocked Carmel a little bit.
So coming up Friday night here on Hamilton County Television at 6 o'clock, it'll be the Fishers Tigers and the Anderson Indians. Coming up at approximately 8 o'clock, it will be the Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the Carmel Greyhounds. We'd like to thank you for watching tonight's IHSAA Sectional 4 basketball games here on Hamilton County Television, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating 25 years in business. I'd like to thank our other great sponsors: Noblesville Trophies, Community Health, Church, Hiddle and Antrim, Smith Jewelers, Indiana Restoration, the Hamilton County Television Calendar, the Noblesville Chamber of Commerce, and Bill Clifford for Sheriff. On behalf of Craig Atkins, my name is Brad Silbert. Thank you for watching. Good night.